hey man, have you ever been sitting in your car and then all of a sudden, boom, oh gosh, why is there glass everywhere? Hey, that guy took my package. And no,
thankfully not.
Yeah, exactly, same for me. Thankfully that hasn't happened to me, and my whole deal with like getting stuff stolen from me, I've only had it happen once, and it was when I wasn't home. Dude literally broke into my room, stole my PlayStation 3, my Xbox 360, 2 of my cameras, my TV, and everything. Like, completely ripped me off. Took like at least $2.5 to $3 grand worth of stuff. Anyway, I went around and I begged, like, I was just like asking him, just like, hey, if you see this, let me know. And I checked around again a few days later, and I went in. I had my code, like the serial number for my Xbox and my PlayStation 3, and I literally went to like one of the video game stores, and I was like, yeah, that's my PlayStation, and that's my Xbox. And they were like, well, the guy who brought it in said it was his. I'm like, dude, I have the serial number right here, and there's a police report out for these devices. And then they confirmed everything, and I got my stuff back. Thankfully, I got my stuff back. But turns out I wasn't the only person that this guy did this to. The guy who... fuck it, I'll say his name. I don't give a shit. Adam Atari. Go fuck yourself. Adam Atari stole all that from me, and turns out he had stolen about $20,000 worth of stuff from a bunch of other people in the area. And he made it a regular thing. And he went to jail for it. From what I last heard, he was on a stretch of 12 years. Because he'd already done like 2 offenses at the time, and he got his 3rd strike, and then that was that. See, the 3-strike rule, I'm okay with the 3-strike rule, but that's if it's like for certain criminal offenses. But I'm glad they don't do the 3-strike rule for stuff like murder and stuff like that. Thankfully. But yeah, all in all though, my stuff getting stolen, I was able to recover some of it. I never got my cameras back. I never got them back. I don't know what the hell happened to them.
That's the only thing that I know of that I've ever had stolen is a camera.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I had a digital camera, like, when they finally became slightly affordable. Now I remember telling you the story about how, like, I know one of the videos on it is we were hanging out at Chance's ex's house, and Chance and Andrew were daring each other to drink mustard and stuff out of the fridge.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's like, hey, drink the ketchup, and then I remember Andrew's in the background. He's like, mustard, even better.
Jesus. Actually, there is another time where something did get stolen from me, but it was a family thing. I have a family member who suffers from drug addiction. Not going to name names or anything like that because they're clean now and things are better. But they stole a old antique, like classic Italian stagecoach shotgun, and
I remember you telling me about this too.
Yeah, and I remembered I remember when I went down to my grandparents, and I loved that shotgun. I kept looking at that shotgun. I was just like obsessed with it. I looked up the serial number, like see where it came from and all that. And I told my granddad about it, and I told my grandma about it, and everything, and they thought it was really cool and all that. And then about 2004, my grandfather gave me that shotgun as a gift. Like he literally wrapped it up in a gun tote, handed it to me, and said, "It's yours, Nate." Like I got more than enough guns, and I mean honestly, if, you've done a lot of work looking up about it, it's yours. And then a year later, my grandfather died. And I remembered, I held on to that thing. I kept it in my room at all times. Came home one day, it was gone. Like, straight up gone. Turns out, the family member who who in question, had come over to babysit my little sisters. And, oh boy, when we had discovered like what she did and all that, oh my gosh, it was like I was so mad. I could have spit fire, dude. Like I couldn't believe she did that. And then of course we were unable to get it back from the pawn shop. The pawn shop basically, where we would, they said that we had to file a police report in order to get it back, but we didn't want to file a police report because we didn't want our in order to file a police report, you got to file charges and all, and we couldn't do that because we didn't want her to go to jail.
Guys just broke into my car in San Francisco and stole my backpack. But what they'll soon find out is that thanks to some high-tech glitter and fart spray delivery mechanisms, that's no ordinary backpack.
Ain't nobody back here, right?
And this guy's also trying to break into my car, but what he doesn't realize is those are bulletproof windows, because that's just funny.
Yeah.
Every year...
I love that. Because you see, tempered glass, it's very easy to break tempered glass with the right stuff. You know what the proper thing to use is? A porcelain-tipped, sharp piece of, metal. You alright?
I have one.
Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, that's right, yeah. Right there. Perfect.
That's what that's for.
Yes, this is made for... I remember when I got him this. This is hardened porcelain-tipped domed piece of metal that you literally hold like this, and you can break windows with it. This is made to break tempered glass. Tempered glass is really good about taking blunt force trauma.
Now, why would you own this if you're not a criminal? The point of it is supposed to be so if you're ever in a situation where you end up in a wreck and your door won't open and you can't get out any of the doors in your car, but you need to get out of your car quickly, then you can break your car window out with it.
Also, fun fact, it's a knife.
Yeah, it's
so
also hopefully prevent me from getting mugged.
So basically, yeah, this thing is really useful in a lot of ways. And, if you're also, this is also really good if you're underwater and you can't get the window open because, it's pressurized. Yep. The only way to break it is boom, and then next thing you know, you can get it and you can swim out.
You're going to get hit in the face with a lot of water before you can get out. But
well, that's if you're inside the car and it's filled with water. Because that's the thing.
Filled with water,
yeah. If your car's filled with water, you can use that and boom, it can break the glass and get you out. And vice versa, if the car's starting to fill up with water and the only way to get out is just boom, let that rush in, and then you can use the knife to cut off your seatbelt, and then you can get out. Mm-hmm. I'd actually like to do a test like that to see if that'd be a good knife for situations like that. I'll test it, of course, safely. I'll have an air hose going down to me, and I'll be submerged under 4 or 5 foot of water, and that way I can just easily smash, slice, and then get out. That is if this fat ass can fit out of a freaking car window. Anyway.
20,000 cars are broken into in the city of San Francisco. But who's behind all these break-ins? Is it organized crime or gangs or just random individuals? And then what happens to all the stuff that
it's all of that
they steal? Well, just like when we used the power of glitter to infiltrate and shut down those terrible scam call centers in India, I'm happy to report that having teamed up with a veteran investigative reporter and gotten our bait car broken into 25 separate occasions over the past 8 months, we now have a much clearer picture of what's going on and even some thoughts on how to stop it. And as this video is the conclusive finale to the whole Glitterbomb series, this time for reals, I'm so happy to report that we finally got some really good reactions to that perfectly harmless, yet wretchedly abhorrent fart spray, including one that's not too far off from Macaulay Culkin's here.
Yeah, it was nasty. It had him in tears. It was like bear mace. Also, there was one incident, I think with one of these, where someone literally started, the thing started, going off and, beeping and all that, and they threw it out of the window and they started shooting at it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one that was.
Now, if you haven't seen any of my other Glitterbomb videos, the 15-second recap is that 5 years ago, these two took a package from my porch, which inspired me to combine my engineering skills with my Christmas time affinity for Kevin the Cow.
So good.
This is so appropriate since I've been watching the heck out of Home Alone recently.
And we did the reaction to the Nostalgia Critics Home Alone video.
And that not only led
I'm
to
just like,
different
how can
versions
I
of
combat seasonal depression? Try to get my holiday spirit up by watching my favorite Christmas movie whenever I feel down. You know?
Yeah.
It helps a little.
Yeah, it does. Also, love the fact that he's doing like an engineer's like dream here with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Glitterbomb bait packages that would spin, spray, flash, stick, punch, or fly. But it eventually led us over to India, where we ended up infiltrating, then shutting down 5 of those terrible scam call centers.
Yes.
But Mark, you object. You said last year was the final glitter bomb, and that was true.
Until earlier this year, I had the unfortunate realization that glitter and fart spray hadn't solved all forms of crime worldwide when my own car was broken into.
I'm missing a window. Not cool, San Francisco.
Yeah. Welcome to San Francisco.
Not cool.
That also made me realize our 11th hour cobbled together car package last year never got enough footage to uncover who was actually behind all the San Francisco car break-ins. So 10 months ago, for one final time, we completely redesigned the glitter bomb from the ground up, only this time it would be custom built just for cars. For starters, instead of using centrifugal force to fire the glitter, this year we'd be using 900 PSI of compressed gas.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we take a CO2 bike tire inflator and attach a pipe to the outlet, then connect a high torque servo motor to the opening valve, and then repeat that configuration and stack them on top of each other. Well, then when you load those pipes with copious amounts of biodegradable glitter and fart spray, and then trigger the servo motors, that highly compressed CO2 is gonna very quickly.
Oh,
No.
it's not just a this time. It is fucking pressurized.
It's
ass.
literally just like blowing ass all over
Yep.
the back of your car.
push out anything in the pipe that gets in its way. At the core, we still have a custom printed circuit board that will make all the decisions for the device, in addition to talking to us via a two-way cellular connection. Then we slap on a car horn for good measure, and place that whole compact form factor into the base of a custom sewn backpack with external access to the outlet nozzles. Like in years past, we'll still capture footage using a pair of phones that get tucked into the sides, with the added benefit.
Wonder how much T-Mobile had to pay for that product placement.
Don't know.
Of serving as the backpack GPS and the speakers for the countdown timer. And once these backpacks are stolen, they'll of course be on the move all over the place. And since there's no guarantee we're gonna get them back, for the third year in a row, we turn to my friends at T-Mobile to make sure no matter what, we get the footage from the cloud, given the complete coverage and crazy speeds of their network that I've actually gone out and benchmarked myself before. Finally, we lock up the bottom compartment to prevent tampering, then use a rubber stopper glued to a patch to plug and conceal the outlets. Then as a decoy to divert suspicion, we got some clothes and a bunch of old non-functional laptops to place in each bag. We also created a second version with a suitcase form factor and identical guts in case word got out about the backpacks. Then the car itself has 8 hidden dash cams, all powered by a 2,000 watt-hour camping battery in the...
Damn. Also, newer or, what's the name of that one? They have these camping battery things. They are actually getting ridiculously cheap now.
In the trunk that also plugs into the backpack with 2 barrel jacks. One to keep the entire device and both phones at 100% charge until stolen, and the other to serve sort of as a digital tripwire, so the backpack knows exactly when it was stolen to initiate the stolen bag protocol. We also served up 2 more surprises this year by first creating a bait car with impossible to break polycarbonate windows, which is the same stuff bulletproof glass is made of. That car also has the added benefit of a microphone in the trunk for detecting when someone's trying to break the window, which will of course release the air in this tank, triggering this pneumatic piston with a special...
Yes! Yes!
Jump scaring them. There you go.
I guarantee you that's gonna scare the
Fucking love it.
That's gonna scare the shit out of some of these
I
motherfuckers.
hope so.
Dude, or
I hope at least one of them poops themselves.
Either that or they're gonna pull out a gun and start shooting. And it's like, it's not gonna work because it's bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
So good.
Surprise on the end. And as a final idea, we took an actual gaming laptop, removed the extra fan, and in its place added a GPS tracker that would continuously stay charged by using the laptop battery. That way we'd always know where it was, even if they wiped the hard drive. The thought here was to put that laptop in a backpack to actually get stolen with no glitter involved. And then with the help of Dan Noyes, who spent 30 years as the chief investigative journalist for the San Francisco ABC 7 news team, we could trace the laptop's footsteps to try and get some answers. So after a couple couple of months of designing,
See
testing,
if
and
maybe they'll
building.
take it back to like home base or something.
Oh yeah, if they do, dude.
We put them out in a few different cars, and we waited. And we didn't have to wait long. But before I subject you to gratuitous amounts of broken glass, I'm gonna start off with a little broken glass of my own. 3, 2, 1. Nice shot, Eloise. I'm Mark Rober, and for over a decade, I've been making YouTube videos to showcase what it means to think like an engineer. But what exactly does that mean? You ready?
Hey.
Whoa. Thoughts?
Probably less catalyst.
Good call. It means you know failure's part of the process. It's
Yes.
how you learn. And thinking this way makes you a better soccer player or piano practicer because you're resilient and you keep tweaking and trying
What's up, Chopsticks?
until you get it
I love the
right.
fact she's playing chopsticks on chopsticks.
Or you can just come up with a totally different solution.
And then there's the Fat Gus plush.
Yes. Or fantastic, Gus, because, you know, how dare they try to hurt a squirrel's feelings?
Because if you think like an engineer, you think differently. And that unlocks creative new ways to have fun. And that's exactly why I created Crunch Labs, where you get a super fun toy that gets delivered to your porch every month.
Thanks, Mark Rover.
You're gonna love that one, Sarah. See you next month. And then you put it together with me as I teach you all the juicy physics that make them work. So if you want to train your brain to see the world in a whole new light while having a ton of fun at the same time, just go to crunchlabs.com right now and reserve yours.
I'm not a kid, but I want to sign up for that
You know,
so bad.
this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Nye the Science Guy done right. Because Mark Rober is a genuinely good person. He's a truly talented... He's a NASA engineer, for God's sake. Not to take anything away from Bill Nye, but he only has a bachelor's degree in engineering, and his highest degree of work is he worked for Boeing, which, again, no slouch, because I'm not an engineer. I never worked for a major airplane company, so that's all well and good. But Mark genuinely seems like he wants to nurture the youth into becoming more scientifically minded, and he doesn't care where you're from or anything like that. He wants you to genuinely be interested in the field of science and be interested in engineering, be interested in all these things. And you know what? That is great. I hope that this inspires a new generation of kids that are going to just absolutely kill it in the future and become you know, the brighter minds that we need. And this is once again, you're cultivating and you are nurturing the youth to basically grow into these amazing minds that can truly change the world. Well done, Mark Rober. Well done.
Out of the gate, it was pretty clear if our goal was to find out who was behind all these car break-ins, they were going to do everything in their power to not be found out. But the advantage of teaming up with an 18-time Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist is that when one of our 8 cameras catches these guys nearly causing an accident, we can play it back so Dan can run their license plate, which must
Bingo.
be precisely why they'd
They
removed
don't
their
have
license
one.
plate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, on our third break-in, our luck improved. And this time, we struck pay dirt. Because once Dan ran the license plate, he made a shocking discovery. Turns out, this car belonged to a longtime SF State College professor who also sits on the board of a prestigious Oakland charter
Got stolen.
school. And so, like any good investigative journalist, Dan found his home address and showed up to confront him. Except he turned out to be a really nice guy who informed us that his license plate was stolen from his car a few weeks prior.
See, the criminals are fairly smart. They at least know how to not get caught on the surface level. Burner cars, burner
The
phones.
ones that do it for a career anyway.
Yes, the ones.
Typically, the ones that just do it because they get desperate and decide they're going to try it are the idiots, and they get caught immediately.
Well, of course, and that's all that's to be expected. But this is next level stuff where you actually have to do GPS stuff and you have to track them in that way.
When it's become a huge problem in the city, that's because people are getting away with it.
Yes.
And what Dan would eventually learn on nearly all the other license plates he would run over the course of our operation is that not only do the thieves commonly drive around with stolen license plates,
we got Georgia plates,
but they tend to steal from a similar color and model as their own vehicle to avoid an obvious mismatch. So the car thieves showed they could handle our cameras and investigative techniques, but now the question was, how would they handle a little bit of harmless glitter? Spoiler alert, not very well.
Safe? This thing like a bomb or something. Like a tracker, yo. Oh, it's on, yo. That's a tracker, piece of yo, see, that's a tracker. I'm trying to. Right here.
Yeeted.
Notice how the first thing he does is check the trunk by pulling down the seat, trying to unsuccessfully steal our strapped-down battery. This is pretty common for them to do, and it's why leaving valuables in your trunk isn't really a great option.
Hey, check it.
In the end, he changes his mind not just about our backpack, but our laptop too.
Damn.
So that's the thing is, like, all these guys stealing this stuff here are going to end up in cars. So if you're setting it off too quickly, you're never going to catch any of them.
This one is truly one of my favorite reactions ever, because one of the guys proves there actually is honor among thieves as he takes the full blame for the fart spray stench. And I'm just gonna let the tape roll to give you an exclusive first-person viewpoint of what it's like to ride along with some of these smash and grab thieves.
To the next spot. Keep going. No, yeah, to the next, to the parking lot. F that, money. We got Georgia plates. I got a route for us, money. Okay.
Oh, busted in 4K, my dude. Congratulations.
Ended up with his face on camera.
Oh yeah.
I got a route for us.
You done fucked up.
Yes, and there's two more. Yes, and there's two more parking lots going down the street that we gotta hit.
I just don't know what bag.
Sorry, baby. Back here, right?
It shouldn't be.
I smell it now.
Me too, I'm smelling something. I claim whatever though. Hello. I claim
It smelled like shit back there. I claim whatever.
whatever. Is that shit back there?
Go. It don't matter. Just go.
He can't bip it. He can't bip
Do
it.
the other one. They got the... Stay, baby. Stay. Now. Shut up. Come on. Stay.
Pull up. Pull up in front of him.
No, stay. Look at the...
No! I got it.
I got it.
On the front. On the front.
Damn.
No. Stay, bro. Get in the car. Money. Get in the front seat.
It's okay. Get it. It's okay. Why you get in the back?
No, let him get in the front. Let him get in the front so it's quick, bro.
Get in the front.
What the fuck are they doing?
No, that's okay. It's not gonna fix it, my shit.
They're trying to get all the shit out the vehicle. Like, that's the thing. Like, some are quick smash and grabs. Others, if like there's no, if like it's not on a public street or something like that, they will try and get everything out that bitch.
Go left. Keep searching. We're going back to the first one. Hold on, nah. Oh, you heard that sound.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And we were surprised to learn that more than half of the steals weren't from thieves traveling in cars. But that still leads them to developing their own strategies. For example, this guy here has already scoped out and wants to steal our backpack. The problem is all these people over here would see him. That is, unless he just waits for the perfectly timed obstruction. This guy not only has an official construction worker type vest on, but his technique is to break in on foot then walk his newfound treasures back to his car, where he can now discreetly lean in through the window to see what he got, which probably works out really well 99% of the time. But it's hilariously the worst possible strategy in this case.
Oh.
Because in the end, he leaves the backpack behind and drives off, having stolen just our fart spray and glitter. Now, one thing all the thieves had in common was how quickly they could break the glass, which is actually surprisingly difficult to do if you don't have the right technique, because all car windows are made from tempered glass, which, by the way, as far as inventions go, is an incredible feat of engineering, because it not only makes the glass much harder to break, but if it does break, it shatters into harmless pebbles that aren't going to leave deep cuts. The one Achilles' heel to tempered glass, however, is it's extremely vulnerable to highly concentrated points of stress. So while this window can easily withstand my soccer ball, baseball, and even wrench, if I take a simple spark plug and harvest just the ceramic insulating part, the sharp, ultra-hard aluminum oxide is able to create a tiny localized stress point on the window.
Bing.
And that's all it takes.
Yep.
Every time.
And that's why in every case, they're using some form of this spark plug in a handle form, where the tip is a really sharp piece of ceramic or hardened steel, at which...
Yep. Just like that.
Bingo.
Most of them are probably actually using something like this. They're probably walking up going like that.
Yeah,
and then just, you know, through with their other hand, like to grab whatever they want.
It doesn't take much force at all.
It's also what my mom taught me an important lesson when I was younger, which is whenever you park your car and leave it anywhere for an amount of time, always not only lock your doors, but anything that looks like something enticing.
Hide
like
it.
Something that somebody might want. Don't leave it in plain sight in your car.
No.
Don't leave your laptop out, especially like any expensive electronics. Don't leave prescriptions from the pharmacy out. Don't leave bags from the pharmacy in there. Don't leave your cigarettes out. Don't leave your phone in your car. Like, you know, basically anything that somebody could even maybe ponder. Like, even if it's something they couldn't sell, if it's something they could get high off of, like like an inhaler, like they'll steal it. They'll break your window.
Yes, they will. So, absolutely.
Yeah, don't leave anything out in your car. If possible, the more pristine your car is inside, probably the less likely you are to get broken into.
Yeah, that's true.
It's typically so easy for them. While the pop-up face didn't activate because of a dead battery issue, it was still really heartwarming to see them deal with our bulletproof window. When a juicy piece of luggage was just sitting right in plain sight, only to eventually leave in frustration, totally empty-handed.
Damn, I didn't get to do the jump scare.
And to be fair, quite a few of the break-ins were from individuals it would be a stretch to classify as seasoned professionals. For example, this guy tried to use a blowtorch to break the window, which definitely isn't a thing. He eventually finds a screwdriver to snap the edge of the glass, but then realizes he broke the wrong window and the backpack won't fit out. So he goes to unlock and open the door, but now he set off the alarm. So he has to ride off to avoid suspicion with mission
Well done, dummy. Well done.
Unaccomplished. Or there's this guy who spends about an hour tracking the car, pacing back and forth to come up with a plan and work up the courage to make the steal. Only to eventually learn this hopeful life lesson on taking stuff that isn't yours.
The smell just keeps getting stronger and stronger. It's on my ass, look.
Now before I end
There you go.
this video, and the whole Glitterbomb series for that matter, with hands down the best reaction to the fart spray we've ever got in 6 years, I want to revisit the question Dan and I hope to answer through all these break-ins in the first place with regards to who's behind these and why. And I'll start by saying typically on the news, you'll see organized groups like this because that just looks really intimidating. But that was much more of a rare occurrence in our experience. More than 80% of our steals were just individuals acting on their own. So like not some kind of organized gang operation. And a majority of the 80% that were individuals honestly didn't seem like they even did this very often. So then why are they doing it? Well, as we were trying to figure that out ourselves, we sort of hit a breakthrough on our GPS tracking laptop. Because after it was stolen, it came to this location for about a half a day, but then after that, it made its way over to this neighborhood, and that's where it's been ever since. But the thing is, Dan recognized that first spot. because he did a news report more than a month and a half earlier when he told the story of a video producer who tracked his stolen gear there because the thieves knew it was a fencing operation where they could quickly exchange the gear for money.
He's on the phone with a San Francisco police officer when he sees his camera gear arrive at this location in the 300 block of Leavenworth.
And he goes, oh yeah, that's a known major fencing operation. Everybody in the Bay Area knows that they can bring their stolen goods and offload them there.
Just flip it really quick.
Look, there's a whole host of things that leads to 20,000 cars per year getting broken into and people taking stuff that isn't theirs. And some of the core issues down here are super complicated and require nuance and public policy to address. But right below people stealing from cars are these fencing markets. There's a demand for these stolen goods. So it feels like shutting down these markets and not having a place to exchange stolen goods for money so incredibly easily would go a long ways to stopping car break-ins.
Yeah, it would.
This is also why you see people stealing things like soap and toiletries from a place like Walgreens. The thief doesn't need that much soap. But when he knows he can easily turn it into real money in less than an hour, you eventually get stores that look like this, or just permanently have to shut down altogether.
That's like all San Francisco, like all the main name brand stores are gone. Like there are none open in the main core of the city anymore. That's what the crazy thing is. That's how much money these places have lost.
Together. And I can't imagine I'm telling the city something they don't already know, but when you have a public news report about a spot apparently everyone knows you can go to sell stolen items, and then 1.5 months later, my laptop goes to the exact same spot to be sold, it certainly feels like more could be done here to remove the incentive for the break-ins and store thefts to occur in the first place. And so with that, I'll leave you with this. And I feel it's very important to point out here that this fart spray is perfectly harmless to breathe. It just truly smells really, really bad. Because after breaking not one, but 2 of our windows, he yells out a racial slur ostensibly at an innocent bystander. And in the most perfect definition of instant karma ever, 2 minutes later, the dry heaving ensues. So that's it, my official final wrap on the whole series. And if you've been keeping score at home, we've had 167 porch pirates glitterbomb themselves, as well as 29 car thieves. We've returned $50,000 to elderly scam victims, and had 5 scam call centers shut down, with 53 of those scammers arrested. So thanks for watching and sharing these heartwarming videos over the years. And of course, a final thank you farewell to these 2, without which none of this would have ever happened.
Whoa! That was f***ing bullshit.
What came out of it? Glitter? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh god. What the f?
You don't have trouble getting that shit cleaned up.
What the f?
What the f?
Hello. Oh. Ew, I smell it.
That smell.
Oh my. Alright, we f***ing get it. Okay. It smells like f***ing shit in here.
Yeah. The one getting shot up, I was like, damn.
Scam. F*** you, YouTubers.
Fuck you, porch pirate. Goes both ways.
If you want a Christmas morning reaction like that, well, I got great news for you, because they're opening this toy. It's called the Crunch Labs Build Box, and it's something I made to help kids think like an engineer. Because I myself am an engineer. I worked at NASA for a bunch of years, and now I make YouTube videos to get kids stoked about science by building ridiculous contraptions. But just passively watching a YouTube video only takes you so far. The real learning occurs in the trenches when you're engaging all the senses by building alongside me as I teach you all the juicy physics that make the toy work. And our secret as to why we've delivered millions of these boxes already is because we're real good at hiding the vegetables. And here's what I mean by that. 87% of kids rated an 8 through 10 on a fun scale out of 10. But also, more than 3 out of 4 parents said their child gained a new passion around STEM and engineering after getting the build box.
Good.
On top of that, each month your box has a chance to contain the platinum ticket. And if yours has it, well then you're coming out to Crunch Labs to build with me and my team for a day. So if you want to
Imagine I sign up for the box for myself and I get the ticket and I just show up.
Just you and a bunch of kids.
It's like,
oh my god.
Yeah, I got the platinum ticket, Mark. What's up?
And he'll just be like,
this is supposed to be for a kid, man. And I'm like, I am a kid at heart.
Exactly.
I'm very stoked to be here right now.
Of course. Bro, I'd love to go to Crunch Labs.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, if you're ever interested in having us come up, I would not mind flying out to Cali and taking part in the Crunch Labs, because that place is like a paradise for me, bro. That place looks awesome.
Yeah, I like puzzles and stuff, so engineering is one of those things where I'm like, I wish I could engineer things. Like, that would be so much fun.
Tell me about it.
on this monthly journey with me and get a Christmas morning reaction like this.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Crunch
Just go to crunchlabs.com and use the link in the video description where we're giving away 2 months.
That was very Skrillex.
Yes! Oh my god! Call 911 now!
Holiday special. Thanks for watching.
All the Zoomers that weren't alive for the dubstep craze that happened.
Yeah.
Were probably just like, what the hell is he talking about?
What's going on? Why is he making all those random noises? So yeah.
I can't even remember if it was Scary Monsters or if it was that other song. That has
Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, or let's see, was it First of the Year? Yeah, because First of the Year was the one with the yep, that's the one with the little call 911 now.
Call 911 now. Yeah.
And then it was
so Scary Monsters was the yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. Yes, oh my gosh. 13 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, lest we not forget Bangarang, which is also one of my favorite Skrillex songs.
I didn't like it as much as those two, but it's still pretty good.
I don't know. I like both of them pretty good. But, anyway. So, that was Mark Rober with the final iteration of the Glitterbomb.
I hope he comes up with more similar ideas, though. Like,
I do
this
too.
Is not the last of him getting criminals. Like,
yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Mark Rober's like Scam Watch.
Part of the problem with him actually taking these criminals down, I'm sure, is their ability to use entrapment as a defense.
Well,
because otherwise I feel like they would just be straight up collaborating with police when they do these things to not actually fling glitter all over everyone and fart spray, but to actually have the backpack just have a hidden tracking device.
Yes.
That as soon as it's stolen, it sends the signal to them and the police pull them over and catch them in the act. But the thing is, they go to court, any public defender is going to be like, this is entrapment. They were lured into breaking into this thing clearly by this backpack that was left out.
And I could make the defense on that. I could make the argument on that. It's just they were enticed to break in and, they were enticed to break in because of what? They were enticed to break in because, it's just sitting there and therefore they think it'd be easy. They're still committing a crime. If
it were that easy to refute, entrapment wouldn't be a legitimate defense, though.
Well, no, entrapment is when you're literally, it's like, hey. Entrapment would be the cop literally being like, hey, man, you should steal that package over there. If the undercover cop, that's entrapment. No, they're still going through the act of committing the crime. Therefore, it's like, dude, that's the same stupid argument that people have come up with to try and like get out of sexual assault allegations. Just like, well, how did you dress? Were you alluring them in with that? It's like,
you know, a bunch of people got out of To Catch a Predator due to entrapment defenses, right?
Well, I know, and it's because here's the thing: the ones that got out of it were not the ones to initially like start the conversation. The ones who did start the conversation and thus like started the illicit stuff originally, they did go down. But a lot of the ones were enticed in. A lot of the ones were enticed in with bait statements and all that. And you see,
if that's the case, I feel like that Mark's idea of glitter bombing all these dudes is not as efficient as just like having the police like work alongside him to just catch these guys after they do this every time.
I think there needs to be like a division that deals with that shit, and also there needs to be an investigation done to show how much of the stolen goods go to those like markets and everything, and there's fencing markets. And they basically get them to like shut it down, which they're never going to, because you know everything in the city is gridlocked, and you know it's just like, well, if you make these illegal, then that means that all these people won't be able to get these goods. It's like, you mean the goods stolen from local businesses and this and that? It's like they're never going to just admit like it's just like bad people do bad things. I'm sorry, but that's just how the politicians are nowadays. The politicians aren't about making a difference. They're maintaining the status quo so that they can stay in power longer. That's it. They don't give a fuck about making the world a better place. They could give a shit about actually helping people. They just want to stay in power. That's it. Mm-hmm. They could give a damn. That's why we need term limits.
Ironically, do you know what would actually help them stay in power?
What's that?
Helping people.
Oh, it's such a novel concept.
If you improve people's lives, they kind of would like for you to stay in the spot where you're doing so.
Exactly. But that's too hard. These politicians. I mean, how are these politicians ever supposed to, have
actually
a life?
Do any good for people?
Yeah. Sheesh. Anyway, that's gonna do it. That was Mark Rober with the final glitter bomb. We hope that you all enjoyed. Mark, we have enjoyed this series of videos. Thank you so much. And I guess, till next time, everyone, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.